Hello, grade 7. We will talk about lesson 6, small solar system object. Scientists classify this object or classify small solar system object based on their sizes, their shapes, their composition, and their orbits. The major categories of the small solar system objects include 4 objects. Number 1, dwarf planets. Number 2, comets. Number 3, asteroids. Number 4, meteorites. Most of the small solar system objects in the solar system are found in the 3 areas, okay, which are the area number 1 called asteroid belt, and it is a region between the solar system, between Mars planet and Jupiter planet. So, asteroid belt is considered or located between Mars planet and Jupiter planet. Area number 2 called Kuiper belt. Kuiper belt, look at the figure in front of you, lies beyond Neptune's orbit, okay? So after Neptune's orbit, Kuiper belt is located. Number 3, or the area number 3, Oort cloud. Oort cloud, it's a region beyond the Kuiper belt, okay? And this area extends more than 1,000 times distance between the Sun and the Neptunes. When you see the figure, you can imagine the location of asteroid belt, Kuiper belt, and Oort cloud. Okay, right. Let's start and let's talk about each one in details. So, let's begin with the dwarf planets. What's meant by dwarf planets? Dwarf planets mean they are objects, okay, that orbit the Sun like planets and have enough gravity to be round like planets also. But the difference between planets and the dwarf planets have other objects in the area of their orbits, okay? Scientists had identified 5 dwarf planets: Pluto, Eris, Makemake, Haumea, Ceres, okay? Dwarf planets also called Plutoids. So, we called Pluto, Eris, Makemake, Haumea, Ceres dwarf planets, and we called them Plutoids. Like planets, dwarf planets can have moons. All of non-dwarf planets, okay, orbit the Sun beyond the Neptune in Kuiper belt, except one which known as Ceres, okay? Again, dwarf planets, objects that orbit the Sun, okay, have enough gravity to be round, but they have other objects in the area of their orbits, okay? Like planets, they can have moons, okay? And they are also known as Plutoids. All of them orbit the Sun beyond Neptune in Kuiper belt, except one of them, which known as Ceres. After dwarf planets, we will talk about comets. What's meant by comets? Comets are loose collection of ice, dust, and small rocky particles. So, comets consist of ice, dust, and small rocky particles, okay? Their orbits can be very long, narrow ellipse, okay? Most comets originate and formed in Oort cloud, and they consist of the comets when you look at the figure in front of you. The comets, it consists of two main parts. The first part called the comet's head, and the second part called the comet's tail. What are the difference between them? Comet's head formed when comets get close to the sun, so the energy of the sunlight turns the ice into gas and dust. Clouds of gas and dust form a fuzzy layer. Okay, this fuzzy layer called coma, and the solid inner core of the comet, okay, called nucleus. Again, comet's head, it formed when the comets get close to the sun and the energy of the sunlight turn ice into gas and dust, forming a cloud of gas and dust, form fuzzy layer called the coma, and the solid inner core of the comet called nucleus. The second part of the comet called the comet's tail. Okay, look at the comet's tail. As the comet approaches the sun, it heats up and starts to glow. Okay, some of its gas and dust stream outward, forming a tail or forming a line. Most comets have two tails. Okay, gas tail, okay, and dust tail. Gas tail and dust tail. Okay. Number 3, the small solar system object. Number 3 is known as asteroids. Look at the figure of the asteroid. Asteroid, small, irregular, rocky object that orbit the sun. Okay, as we see in the figure, asteroids aren't spherical, and scientists hypothesize that asteroids are leftover pieces of early solar system that never came together to form a planet. So, the small irregular rock which can't gather or collected together, okay, to form a planet, left over and form the irregular rocky object which known as asteroid. They locate or they found in asteroid belt. Asteroid belt, the region between Mars planet and Jupiter planets. Most asteroids orbit the sun in asteroid belt and they have very elliptical orbits. Their orbits are elliptical, very elliptical, okay, or very ellipse. One or more large asteroids did hit Earth about 65 million years ago. And this caused filling the Earth's atmosphere with dust and smoke and blocking out sunlight around the world. And many scientists hypothesize or assume that many species of organisms, of early organisms, including dinosaurs, become extinct as a result of asteroids hitting the Earth. So, many scientists hypothesize the extinction of dinosaurs is due to the asteroids hitting the Earth, which lead to death, the large number of dinosaurs, and dinosaurs become extinct and other many species. After asteroid, meteorite. What's meant by meteorite, or what are the difference between meteorites and comets and asteroids? Meteorites is considered a chunks of rocks or dust, okay, or pieces of rocks or dust smaller than asteroids, as we see. Some of them form when asteroids collide and the other form when comets break up, okay, like meteor. What's meant by meteor? A strike of light produced when meteorite enter the Earth's atmosphere. Some of meteorite can enter the Earth's atmosphere, and this is cause friction between meteorite and the atmosphere and create heats. Okay, so it formed a strike of light. Okay, this is strike of light called meteor, And when meteorites pass through the atmosphere and falling on the Earth's surface, it's called meteorites. Okay, so meteorite, when meteorite pass through atmosphere, Earth atmosphere, and falling and found on Earth's surface, its name change into meteorites. Okay, the meteorites, when enter the Earth's atmosphere and falling on the Earth's surface, okay, can leave very huge craters, such as the famous one in Arizona State in United States of America. Okay, this figure show that. Okay, thank you, grade 7.